We might lose power thanks to the fucking heat. That sucks. I'm sorry. Also, hi. That's a way to come into the chat.
Commander, Governor DeRosa.
Oh my god, excuse me. Probably should drink some water. Yeah, how are you guys doing today? This is more of a chilled, lay back and talk stream, by the way. We'll talk about like a lot of stuff, some complicated stuff too, but I've just had a bit of a day. I've been better, but I can't complain. Oh, I'm sorry, skittish kitty. You gonna be all right? Let's. Why am I? I'm grabbing something he can't equip. Would you like to equip the bullets that you can't use? Oh, Jesus Christ. I've had a bit of a day, honestly.
Commander, the Vandis heresy continues to spread. Vandis and...
Just gonna get in this. So, like, what's new with you guys? What's going on with you? So we're playing the Bloody Mad Pies. Yeah, we're playing some Dawn of War. Because why not? This is just my favorite game of all time, so, like...
A rift in the warp. As long as it remains open, the enemy can summon reinforcements.
Key targets are on your map display, Commander. If you destroy the enemy's...
But yeah, it's just been,
Imperial Guard can retake Spire Legis.
It's been a day, a bit. I've had a lot to think about today.
They have established a temple to the powers of chaos. Destroy this foul den. There is no time to waste.
I'm hurting fictional characters. There's a there's an anti book protest in my town right now. There's a protest in front of our local library, and I'm just like, these people, the uneducated, continue to be uneducated, and it's fucking funny. Nice, good for you, Aramis. I've just been dealing with a lot today. I don't really know how to talk about it, but should probably figure out how to actually talk about it. Because Tuesdays I don't usually stream, but some stuff came up with some friends, and there might be some changes to my schedule now because of it. I went swimming today. Hey, that's nice. I wish I could go swimming. I'll probably be able to when we go on vacation in October. I'd really like to. How do I put this, honestly? Ooh. Oh shit, what? That's not good. Art project thinking, oh, this will be fun in my free time until I did a number of time crunch and realized it might be a decade-long project. You'd be surprised at what projects might take forever and what projects might only take a few days. If it's a passion project, it'll take a bit, but you'll get it done. I have faith that you'll get it done. So there's just been some... I don't know how to talk about this. So... I should probably just, like, get an opinion before I do anything. Hey, Phoenix! Yeah, I'm here for a sec. Would it be wise to talk about this and use it as an example about, like, what I was just doing out there on my phone with you-know-who? Would that be wise to talk about on here? Because I know they don't watch this.
No personal information, no names, and it's fine.
You know who I'm talking about. Like, how would I talk about this a little bit here?
I don't know, man. You have to think about it and just start talking.
Okay, so...
Do you want me to stay in here for a bit?
I'd appreciate your company. I think chat would also appreciate your company. Would you guys appreciate, my fiance's company? For this? It's a little bit of a deep dive. And I want to talk to you guys about it because I know a few of you also deal with this on a regular basis, as evidenced by a few of your comments on TikTok and a few of your comments on here and in the Discord. And just maybe give some advice to you guys on how to deal with it. You get hit with one attack and you're already losing men like crazy. Jesus Christ, Thaddeus. Okay. I would appreciate the company. Sounds like a big thing, and support people are important. Yeah, so, I can talk about this a little bit. So, in therapy today, because I do go to therapy, guys.
Been in therapy for 3.5 years.
Yep. So, I have always told you guys that I'm always going to choose to be real. I'm always going to just not hide, kind of a thing. That I talk about stuff that I want to talk about. I do things that I want to do. And I want to be a safe space and this kind of person that you not only can just relate to, but just know that, like, honesty and transparency are what I do. And I always will choose, most of the time, to be careful with what I'm saying. Because the internet will internet, and just because I will and be I will be honest. It's not the honesty that I'm comfortable with. It's an honesty built on trying to not be blunt. Because sometimes being blunt can work against you. It can lead to a lot of misunderstandings and a lot of other problems. And I know a lot of you are basically also like, oh god, is this like his stream's gonna be like this from now on? Possibly, I don't know. I like having conversations like this. And I know my audience is mature enough in some respects. I see what you fuckers post! But, today I had a very concerning moment in a truck ride with my dad. And my dad, I want to preface this by saying that my dad is a flawed individual who tries to do his best to not be harmful. However,
he has brain damage.
that's all people, Gen X, and people before them, babe. Don't. Okay. So basically, my dad made a comment in the truck. Well, that's a lot of artillery. My dad made a comment in the truck about wanting to run over a political official. And, like, I actually had to check now if he was joking or being serious. And my dad said that he was joking, but I don't necessarily believe him. Because with how things have panned out in life right now, especially with what's going on here in Canada and the States, especially with what's going on in the States, it's very concerning to hear when people want to kill their political officials. And a lot of people are going to be like, now a few of you are probably like, well, he was joking about it. It's how sudden it was and how out of nowhere it was. As he saw someone who looked like the person he wanted to run over and then made that joke. Now, I'm all for dark humor. I make dark humor all the time. I am no stranger to making fun of the Catholic Church. But dark humor like that, where it comes to active harm, whereas I'm making the joke that it's just common courtesy that a priest is going to fucking touch your kid, because that's usually what happens. Whereas killing your political opponent because you disagree with them or because someone lied to you about them. And I know a few of you have family members that are like that, that are extremely crass, extremely just gullible. Thank you.
They believe what they're told without second guessing it. It's like, oh look, there's gullible written on the ceiling. Looks up.
Pretty much. Yeah, and this has been on his mind for a while. And this is something me and him continue to argue about. But he calls it my life experience, and I call it it's a fucked up opinion. Your experience means fuck all when it comes to facts. Just because a black guy robbed you does not mean all black guys are criminals. Just like how I say that not all conservatives are bad people.
Just because one person on the internet said that an organization is evil and trying to steal your job does not mean that that's what it's actually for.
And it's why you don't listen to someone's experience.
Well, you can listen to people's experiences, but don't take it to heart unless you have verified the facts.
Yeah. I will always be on the side of facts matter. Your emotions are still valid. However, feelings do not dictate reality. And I pointed this out to my dad in a conversation that I had with him. Because when I try to have these conversations with him, when I try to talk about these things with him, he feels like I'm accusing him. That I am treating him like he is a Nazi. That I see him in this way. I don't. I don't see my dad as a Nazi. I see my dad as someone who I love going through shit that I can't comprehend, because when I try, it just reminds me of when I was in that situation, when I was blindly listening to people, where I didn't do research. And he says he does research, but he goes to biased sources. And only the biased sources.
And when we send him the literal website for the organization that he says is trying to ruin people's jobs and tear down corporations, and the website says, hey, these are just the idealistic ways that corporations can succeed and also be ethical, and he just writes it off as propaganda. That's an issue.
I know that it's hard. It's extremely hard. And I know where it's coming from. He can't do the same things that he did in the past. There are so many rules and regulations around things because shit happened. And he's not able to separate individual things from himself. And a few people, and I don't blame them for this, would look at my dad and call him a Nazi. I don't blame them. I know my dad. And a lot of his talking points come from those people. But he would sooner punch a Nazi than ever walk with one. But he's misled. He's been duped. He's been bamboozled. And how do you break someone out of a mindset where they think they're out to get me?
The person says to me is, if you believe me, and I know you believe me, but other people will tell you you're wrong, and they're going to try to hurt you to change your mind, then you're constantly in fight or flight mode.
Yeah.
And that is so hard to break out of.
And it is very hard for me to not try and yell at my dad. It's extremely hard for me not to yell at him. Because it's... Hi, Shady Crow. It's my way or the highway with him. And it's really, really hard. I'm gonna quit this game because holy shit, is it like lagging up the stream? Oh my god. I gotta quit this game. Hold on. So like, sorry, I'm gonna switch to a different game. Let's switch over to the multi-screen because there's someone on YouTube. Thank you. What do I do?
Just casually showing off your cluttered desktop.
Everyone's seen my cluttered desktop. And what can people do for themselves and such? Our roommate must be downloading something because I'm lagging like crazy, apparently. And I uncomfortably don't have an answer. When you have people who aren't willing to talk, they aren't willing to listen, and they write off whatever you do, whatever you say, as you're just biased. Even though you're showing them everything. You can show a man a tree, but if the man refuses to acknowledge that a tree is a tree, what else can you fucking do except call them mad?
The Inquisition will surely have sent agents from the fleet. Perhaps we can return the device to them.
The Inquisition has already failed to stop its exploitation by Chaos. No one must use the device, Leandros, ever again.
So, like,
Lieutenant Mira, and have her divert a Valkyrie here to pick us up.
I can't figure out how to get my dad to listen to me. But it's not my job to do that.
We could open another warp gate for all we know.
It's never been
I'll return
my
to the
job
Crown
to do
and
that.
confide it to the chapter master and his librarians. And until then, my most trusted brother will bring it to our strike cruiser and seal it in the armory. Get this damn thing secured, Sergeant.
I told my dad
Quickly as I can.
off today a little bit.
What will you be doing while I run this little errand? There are still thousands of traitors
And
in this world.
how I said it is that
Lieutenant Mira's Valkyrie is on
you can't say the side you vote for is the lesser of two evils when they want me and your future daughter-in-law dead. When they continue to say that I'm a leech on society and my fiance is a pedophile because my fiance is non-binary.
I am a trans person. And every single time the conservatives talk about trans people, they say, do you really want someone else in your child's washroom? No. We
And
want
I-
individual washrooms.
And I told him,
Public washrooms are gross.
and I told him specifically that, what did I say specifically? I don't care what conservatives say. I care about what they do. Words to me now are meaningless. Your actions dictate how I feel. If you take actions in direct harm of me, my fans, my loved ones, I don't like you.
Sidonis, get to the landing pad. Aye, Captain.
And I'm not going to. And informing my dad that, and that your experiences do not equate to fact, and then immediately shutting the conversation down so he couldn't retort, because his argument's just, I have 4 decades of experience on you, whereas I'm just like, cool. Oh, who gives a shit? Experience means nothing when the facts state otherwise. Again, just because one person commits a crime does not mean their whole group commits crimes. I don't think there is a right answer or path to lead them out. It's like the story of the blind man and the elephant. And it's not my job to police my dad. I can tell him off, like I did, and immediately shut the conversation down.
And this landing pad does not offer much cover.
Hey, I don't know the story about the blind man and the elephant, but have you told your dad about your past with the alt-right network?
Yeah, they know. I told them.
Okay, so blind man and elephant.
They got a tattoo of an elephant.
and I helped you out of the thing.
Yep, I know. You're cute. So, what am I trying to say here, honestly?
Shit sucks. Politics is stupid.
No. I'm not gonna be that much of a fucking downer.
Shit sucks. Politics is stupid. Everybody deserves ice cream.
Everyone does deserve ice cream. The 5-year-old mentality still holds up.
Everybody listens better when they have ice cream. It's
Yeah.
just a fact.
Such a pretty, hiding such immense power. This device
So,
is a gift from the Chaos Gods.
for people who have family members like that,
To my ascension, to
it is not your job
my arms
to convince them.
spill humanity's blood across the
It is
stars.
not your job to be their
Continue to resist my time.
to be their punching bag, to basically sit there and listen to their bullshit.
You are not your family member's therapist.
Exactly.
Joining us soon.
And it's just a blur in the fucking background, like, holy shit. You have the power to just shut the conversation down.
If you are ever feeling uncomfortable in a conversation, or like you are not being listened to or respected, you have the power and authority over your own body and mind to tell them, hey, I don't feel respected, or I don't feel like this line of conversation is getting us anywhere. Can we speak about something else? Or to just remove yourself from the situation entirely.
You have the full power to do that with your life. And that's something that a lot of them really fucking hate. My dad hates that I just shut the conversation down. That I don't talk to him about it because I don't see a point in doing that.
if we were wanting to, is that no matter what the conversation, if he is feeling attacked, he will attack. He won't back down or say, I don't want to talk about this. He will just jump on you on your jugular.
Not literally, but...
No.
And that is... Your strongest weapon is shutting them down. Is not giving them...
Especially with the older generation. Because with how they were raised...
They want to...
They weren't allowed to do that. They don't see it as an option. If you show them that that is an option, they will start to expect it and learn what topics you will and will not accept.
It's... Ow.
I would recommend not doing that.
To the attack!
But that's a good one.
Destroy the witch!
I'm gonna steal
The best answer to playing their game is just not to play. Shit.
It's better to die for the Emperor than live for yourself.
My god, why is my internet so fucky right now? Is Carson downloading something?
I don't know.
I could
I'm pretty sure I heard him come upstairs.
Sidonus died as we all should.
That's why I closed the door.
Or is it just like the internet being screwed today?
I don't know. My phone's not on the internet.
Turn your thoughts to vengeance.
Not accusing you, just
No, I
saying.
was just saying that my phone's not connected to it, so it's not affecting it.
But yeah, like... Yeah, because their words are directly having an impact on you. And it's okay to set that boundary. To say, I'm not here to be disrespected and treated like shit by the very people who chose to give me life. I'm not here to be your punching bag, but I'm also not here to call you, like, to attack you. Like you're doing to me. My dad said Canada is slipping into authoritarianism. And I directly called him out on that one. Because that is a fucking privileged hot take. And I said, you've not been dragged out onto the street. You've not had your rights taken away. Okay, you've not been treated like shit by the Canadian government. In fact, Trudeau goes out of his way to fucking make excuses for conservatives in this fucking country. And it's pathetic. I didn't even realize there's an autocannon there. And I said, you don't know what it's like to criticize a politician and then get immediately booted out of a fucking immediately get like shoved out of a fucking hospital room. That happened in Russia, by the way, and it's going to keep happening in Russia. He doesn't know what it's like living under authoritarianism. He never has, and he never will. Hopefully. You shouldn't want to live in authoritarianism. And now, don't get me wrong, I don't like Trudeau either, because he's a bit of a spineless bitch. Fuck you, Trudeau. But I'm going to attack him on logical fact, not baseless conjecture. And you can't argue with somebody who refuses to live in reality.
That traitor lord murdered him.
Like I said, you can't argue with someone that denies a tree being a tree. And no matter how much that person hacks and chops at that tree saying it's not a tree, it's always going to be a fucking tree.
You are right. Nemiroth plans to use the power source
And
to trigger
it also comes down to the fact that other loved ones have to challenge them. It's not just an argument between a son and father, or a daughter and mother, or vice versa.
during the transformation. Safeguard Sidonus until the apothecary arrives. Then join the Imperial attack.
Suicide. Or worse. We know the enemy takes great interest.
It takes a few people to change one person's mind. Especially people that that person loves and trusts and respects.
Can only be to the enemy's favor.
Why? Perhaps this resistance can get you close enough for a
And
blow.
it's frustrating.
Destroy Nemiroth with skill and steel.
Especially when other people in that person's life have been enabling
resistance
the
comes into play during
behavior
battle.
rather than
So be it.
Calling it
getting
out.
people to be like getting people to be introspective about it.
And the worst part is, the reason why I keep arguing with my father
Farewell.
directly is because he's the same person who instilled in me research. Look it up. Don't believe what you read. Look up, compare, contrast. Constantly. Don't just take people at their word. Look into it.
And don't just read the title of the article and assume that that gives you the whole story. Titles are purposefully inflammatory. Read the article.
Hard work occupies the body and
Hi, robot.
mind. It is
But yeah,
no
Hello, robot.
it's more frustrating for me to see the man who told me that directly to my face now not applying his own words. And it drives me up the wall. Because it's do as I say, not as I do. And yeah, I'm not happy now. I feel like shit. I feel miserable right now in my life, but that's because I just haven't had a break and I've been dealing with a lot of drama in my personal life. But I'm doing the job I always wanted to do in my life. I'm entertaining people. Which, by the way, if you want to continue to support me, there's a donate. You can donate bits, please. I'd appreciate it. I love you. Love you, baby.
$1,000 and you get my face.
$1,000 and you get Phoenix's face. It's a very cute face. Gotta say, very cute face. Thank you for the $10, Aramis. I appreciate you.
How many viewers do you got right now?
Huh?
How many viewers do you have right now?
10.
If everybody donates $100, you can see my face.
I think one of them is on YouTube,
Oh.
man. The disappointment.
If all of you donate $111 and 11 cents, you can see my face.
But my dad works in an industry that treats him like shit, wastes his time, throws loose change at screen. Did it go through? The face thing. Don't say that to a fae, the face thing. No, and when... There's a few rules when you're dealing with the fae. Like, don't tell them your name and shit like
you
that.
can tell them your name, but do not say it after they ask, may I have your name?
Oh yeah, the play on words bullshit.
Yeah. Joke's on you. I don't like my face. The Fae can have it.
They'll leave you without a face then. And then what will I kiss?
I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
What?
I'm kidding.
What will I kiss, babe? How will thy breathe?
My ass!
I already do that! That's gonna be clipped and taken out of context.
Shadow Mage, as someone that is yelled at when something uncontrolled happens and in turn the person they depend on, when things go sideways, I can understand all that. Yo. Erebus, we completely understand. Thank you so much for helping out, but please take care of yourself first.
That'd probably be almost $200 Australian.
Let me double check.
How constantly Australia burns to the fucking ground. I'm amazed you guys still have an economy.
It may be severed, but it's still the enemy's strong point.
The fleet is preparing an all-out assault.
Their attack will not be enough to stop the forces of chaos.
I know.
111 Canadian dollars is 125 Australian.
Ah! Not that bad.
Yeah.
But I have bills, so I can't do this alone. Quest granted. So Phoenix has heard about the ass-breathing research! No!
I hear about literally all of the new research. I'm a science nerd.
Look at those men! Becoming demons! Shit! Ah!
Don't die.
Try not to. Shit.
Oh, what did I just
Shall
tell you?
know no fear.
Seriously, why do my frames keep dropping? But yeah, it's sort of that thing where it's just... I keep telling him that the people he keeps listening to and talking to directly want to hurt me, his own son. Because guys, guess what? Outside of you guys supporting me, I get my income from
Government.
government assistance. Change me almost $3 for 100 bits.
Oh my god.
What? Jesus, robot. I'm sorry. But yeah, like,
Yeah, Robot, it might be more efficient for you to donate on Patreon. Or just directly from PayPal. If Twitch is screwing you over that bad.
but how do I put this? I point out to my dad that he doesn't like it when people insult me. But he continues to support people who attack and insult me.
Not only that, but people who are literally petitioning to end the funding that helps you stay alive.
Like, guys, I need that funding in order to keep my house. I'm not successful enough yet to be able to sustain myself. Yeah, sure, like, you guys support me. You guys keep me afloat. That's just kind of the brutal reality I live in. Hence why I'm so grateful to you guys and will practically just do whatever you want, minus a few things. But I can't name Pokemon on Patreon. That's fair. And it's why I constantly ask for your guys' donations. Because this is just the brutal reality of the job I chose. Because I'm not at a level where I can be funded financially. by YouTube and or Twitch. I'm not a partner with Twitch. I'm an affiliate. And affiliates don't make advertiser revenue. I can just make money off of bits and subscribes. And a lot of people don't actually know this. You don't get paid out by Twitch until you like break $100.
Yeah, if you don't get $100 in a month, you just don't get that money until you make over $100 in a month.
And it can be extremely frustrating. Like, this is my job. I actively do this. I understand the frustration. I don't know why Twitch does it that way, by the way. Minus a few things indeed.
Fall Mike jumps in.
Well, maybe if you stop trying to fucking waste my food, I'd be a little more lenient. Fuck! Cheese isn't funny! It's wasting my food! I need that to live and eat and survive! I already begged you guys enough for money for food!
How late are you on this?
For a bit.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay, I love you.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, going away for a bit, people. Remember, $1,000 and they do face reveal. Is Twitch a credit card cashback system? I don't know. Actually, that's a good... Phoenix! Phoenix! You just had to ask before, like... You had to ask, like, after she left. Babe! Then they went to the washroom quick. Your reaction is funny. No! My reaction is annoyed, and you really shouldn't want that reaction. I know you exist, baby. Hi. Hey! Don't scratch the... Am I even hitting this guy at the far end? Oh, apparently I was. But yeah, like... I keep telling my dad that, like, you keep supporting people who want to hurt me. And that doesn't seem to make him budge. Because he's so convinced that he lives in an authoritarian society. And I just look at him, and half the time I'm half tempted to call him an idiot. Because he continues to be one. But I don't.
Ultramarines, this is Captain Titus.
Captain Titus.
And it's annoying.
Your disposal, Captain.
I must reach the orbital spire. Tell your pilot to make his approach.
Yes, sir.
So what is the point of this, in all honesty? What is the point of this stream? I don't know. I'm venting a little bit. But what else can I do? Guys, it's the Blood Ravens! Was that not in range? Oh, that is in range. Okay.
Blood Raven Squad Corvus reporting in, Captain Titus. We joined the Liberation Fleet at Bakar, along with a squad of Black Templars.
Unleash the fury you showed in the Aurelian Crusade.
Someone call an emergency meeting.
We will be glad to have in a few blood ravens with it.
What? You saw blue vent? That's
You'll
awfully
join the
sus.
forces driving
What were you
the
doing?
Aurelian host, and stop any enemies trying to follow me up the Imperial spire.
None shall find us wanting.
Honor and glory, Blood Raven.
Purge the heretics!
So, off that topic, how are you guys doing? What's up? What's going on with you? Lock the reliquary. Shit.
Serve the Emperor today. Tomorrow, we will be dead.
I know what you're doing, buddy, but move it.
Purge the heretics! Chaos Space Marine!
Play 3 different tabletop RPGs today. Yeah, what did you play? Curious now. I was. Does... Oh, shit. I can't look at the chat. Credit cashback system. Does Twitch work off of that, or...
I'm sorry, what?
Ah, fuck. Aramis, what did you say before?
Brothers! Forward!
Can you not pause your game?
Can, and then I can just do this quick. Come on. Come on. Thank you. Back up. Is Twitch a credit card cashback system?
I don't know what that means.
Oh, shit, I did that before. What does that mean, Aramis?
Oh, do you mean, like, do they put it straight on your credit card? No, they send it to your PayPal. It specifically goes to PayPal. Or I believe you could have put it to a bank account, but that's less secure.
Yeah, it
But
was
no,
less...
They cannot put it on a credit card. And if that isn't what you mean, then another thing, no, you cannot take money out of your payout at any time. It is a one-time payout on the 15th of every month for the previous month. So, like, all the money that you got in August will be paid out on the 15th of September.
Which, that money is going to my vacation.
Well, not all of it.
Most of it. But I was planning to put all of that toward the vacation.
Whatever we don't, whatever we don't spend on the vacation can still go towards the wedding.
Being fair. It's just a reverse bill. I don't think that's what that means, but okay.
I believe this is a case of not knowing terminology because you're from a different country.
The Americans continue to do things that baffle me.
Ground forces. Ultramarines drop pod
Is that all you needed?
Yeah, that's literally all I needed.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to bed.
Squad
I love you.
Regulus mission planning. Touchdown imminent. Ultramarines, deploy on my mark. Heavy infestation at drop point Validus. Cleanse and purge.
Red and blue. Red and blue. Red and blue.
Destroy these Chaos forces. I must reach the orbital spire.
Yes, sir.
Autocannon! No! I was expecting this to be a Warhammer Community Rant stream. It can be if we want to. I'm willing to talk about it. So, Warhammer Community. Where the fuck it start? Okay, so I should preface this by saying every community has its bad apples. But 40K continues to have to address it.
Manufactorum Nazis is secure.
Because
Your orders, Captain.
no matter how many times we tell these fuckers to leave, they hold on like the absolute scum fucks they are.
Pilot.
We'll take you into the Eye of Terror if you ask it, Captain.
And
Spire will do for today, brother.
this problematic element has always existed in Warhammer, where it's people that don't get it, and they choose not to get it, or they do get it, but they love it. I heard that you get a cutoff as soon as you make any money or something. So specifically for my thing, it is I can make my own money. This is just to help people like me, because autistic people still get discriminated against in the workplace and in work hire, even though the Canadian government has given companies tax breaks and tax incentives for having disabled people on the workforce. Like, they don't lose money on me, but people refuse to hire me. So I had no choice but to go on what I am on. And I can make my own money. I can. But I can't make more or have assets total what I make or more.
I will hold here as long as I can, Captain.
And I have to report
Join our
that.
forces and
Like,
bring fury to the enemy. This battle is mine alone.
if I start making money here to the same amount that I make, the same amount that the Canadian government gives, that to my province's government gives me, then I just don't receive the payments anymore. And I have to report that. I have to report that directly to my work. That's how it works here in Canada, at least. At least where I live. But I'm back to Warhammer. I'm dead.
Better crippled in body than corrupt in mind.
Yay. So what do I talk about here? There are people that don't want to get
I will
the
hold here as
joke.
long as I can, Captain.
No, brother. Rejoin our forces and bring fuel
or
to the
they
enemy.
do get it and they want it really badly. By the way, if you ever encounter a 40k fan and they say that the Imperium is the best case scenario for humanity, you leave that conversation as fast as you entered it. Because the Imperium of Man is not the best thing that can happen for humanity. It's the worst thing that can happen. Fun fact, did you know that the super soldier is Nazi ideology? Yeah. Super soldiers are inherently a Nazi ideology. Where they're obedient to a, they're obedient to a fault. And that they're just unstoppable. Now, modern day media has twisted that on its head. Something like Superman and like heroes like Superman and such. It's twisted this Nazi ideology that these people would not fight for them because they're good people who would stand up against them. However, a Space Marine will fully shoot you in the back of the head for dare questioning him. For dare questioning the empire in which he serves. And it doesn't help that for a while, GW was making Space Marines out to be these heroes, these paragons. When you look at a codex for Codex Space Marines, they're shown triumphant, they're shown heroic. They're shown like these awesome, badass poses. And then you have to remember, oh, these books are written as if they are being written in, like, their universe. These are propaganda leaflets, basically. Adding a little bit of interactivity. But it's a double-edged sword. That's what you meant. Yeah, inherently they are. And the Imperium was always, always meant to be a fascist, authoritarian, xenophobic state. Literally, in Dawn of War 2, if you play Dawn of War 2's campaign, you have the chance of encountering a conversation between Thaddeus and his other squad mates, where he says, maybe the Emperor will forgive them for being alien. You know, the same thing where God will forgive you for being black.
Your brothers thought the same, traitor. Their corpses lie behind me.
The Imperium was never the good guy. But the people that want you to think it's the good guy are the same people that you really, really have to squint at. Because they're the same people that say the Nazis weren't all that bad. They're the people that look at you, unironically, and say that Nazi Germany could have won World War II. And that they should have won. Or they try to make convincing arguments like the Imperium isn't a fascist state. Look at how they run their government. Totally ignoring the fact that if you don't pay your taxes to them, they come and nuke your planet. Which kind of a thing that you don't leave out of a conversation. And that it's join or die a lot of the time. There is no coexistence. There is just my way or the highway with the Imperium. Now, 40K is also very brutal, where it says, like, there's just those races that don't want to be friends with you. Which, yeah, not every group wants to be your friend. There are other groups out there who are monstrous and dickish. But that doesn't excuse the Imperium. Out of lunch break. Okay, bye, robot. Love you, baby. But what do we do? Well, I watch a guy called Arbitrator Ian, and he actually made a pretty good video about how, lore-wise, we can deal with these people a little bit better, and how we can stop having this dick sucking for the Imperium. Like when 10th edition drops, that we just have another lore update. Because we got a new army. We got the Leagues of Votann. We got dwarves back. Which is sick. Just expand on that a little bit further. That it's not just the Imperium. That there's new factions. Like people that have split off from the Imperium but aren't Chaos corrupted. And they're actually succeeding. And that the Imperium can't just ignore them. But they're not in a position to attack them. We could still have the Imperium and everything, but show that they're not the only option now. Especially since Gulliman doesn't like the Imperium. If you read the Gulliman books, he explicitly states this fucking corpse of an empire shouldn't exist anymore. And the only reason he keeps working on it is because he wants a safe place for humanity. And he's willing to work with aliens to do it. He's already working with the Eldar. Oh, the Leagues of Votann. Leagues of Votann are space dwarves. We call them squats. That's a dwarf dawn. Oh, they're called squats. Oh, it's a fucking dwarf, you reprobate! The Leagues of Votann, so for the longest time, space dwarves were written out of the lore. They got eaten by Tyranids. Bye-bye. But now they're brought back. And they look like they're driving around the Ninja Turtles van, and it's funny as fuck. A lot of their new models are cool. Anyway. I would like to see that, honestly. And every 40K community has desperately been trying to get these fuckers and these losers, and the Tyranids are to be short. No! No! The Tyranids! They got stumpy! That was funny, thank you, Midgard. But GW has had to make 2 statements now about how 40K is not for you, for these specific people. These specific losers and such, they are not welcome in our community. We don't want them here. Because it's not good. You shouldn't be worshipping something like the Imperium. You should never worship something like the Imperium. A fascist, theocratic, authoritarian state where if you are born slightly different, or if you don't have the privilege of being a human slave, then the only option is death. And even if you're born human, you're born into a meat grinder. An endless meat grinder that has no end.
Talk to your gods. I will
Where you don't get a choice. You don't get to choose for yourself. You're a meat bag for the survival of a rotten empire that would sooner turn on itself because someone read a book. When one of your characters is saying,
as a slave to chaos,
an innocent person is guilty of wasting my time,
or from avenging the deaths of my battle brothers.
and that's a person with authority to nuke planets, that is extremely fucked. But 40K does not sugarcoat itself for people. It never explicitly states that this is a good thing. The characters say like, "Oh, this is just how it is." But the books, when you read them, never go out of their way to justify what the Imperium does, and even has some of the characters act like we shouldn't have done that, like, but then everyone else justifies it around them. Every time a book is destroyed.
You challenged me to recover.
I'm gonna switch out the last can because it's just not good for crowd control.
The slaves of the false emperor, who dared claim it as their own, lie dead at my hand.
But what about, like, the other races in Warhammer? You shouldn't idolize any of them. The orcs are just hilarious, but they're terrifying. They're a war-hungry, savage race that just, like... Oh my god, my hair. They're a war-hungry, savage race that just exists to eat shit, sleep, and fight. That's all they do.
You want to talk to
They are a literal plague on the galaxy. They literally can't invent things on their own. They need other people's scrap.
Imagine the Ultramarines dominating this galaxy in glorious conquest with you as their
Eldar are just racist elves. Color me shocked. Oh, elves are racist?
as a slave to chaos. Nothing you say.
It just depends on, do you get the hedonistic racists who don't lie about it, or the racists that just are uppity and think they're better than you, filthy mumkai, but are still willing to work and talk with you if it benefits them. They don't care if it benefits you. They care if it benefits them. Or what about the Tau, the original good guys in Warhammer? Sorry to say, they're not good guys, and they never have been. Because they're willing to negotiate with you, but if things don't go their way, they're just as ready to drop a military response on your head. And call it a day. Poor Crooks, imagine they met the orcs. The Crooks are the orcs! They're just devolved!
Have you looked to the skies lately, Captain Titus? You opened a gateway to the Chaos Realm. Already
Oh my fucking god, I hate heretics.
a slave of the false emperor.
Feel
Was
the
trying to
Emperor's
save this planet from one invasion. Instead, he ushered in your pathetic Imperial forces will be scoured clean from this
Some of my favorite characters are the ones that question things in their own faction. Yeah, like,
entire invasion fleet
40K does have good people in it.
into this reality.
But you gotta remember, 0.1% is not a good ratio for how good an empire is. Just because there's good people in the empire in Star Wars does not mean the empire itself is good. And it never will. Bucks. Ow. Stop. Fuck! But,
You challenged me.
oh my god, I forgot how stupid this boss fight is. Is that, like...
The slaves of the false emperor who dared claim it as their own lie dead.
Yeah, I know. Hell, even some of the nicer people are willing to nuke a planet. Yeah. Guys, Cyphus Cain was willing to nuke a planet just because it had some bugs on it.
I offer up this world and all those upon it. I ask for the reward that was promised.
Can I skip this? Oh, I can. Sick.
You are no threat to me now, Ultramarine.
Oh god, I'm getting dogpiled! So, like... Tyranids, they're not inherently evil, they're just a force of... They're a force that we can't possibly understand why they do what they do. I get shot. God! Hate this fight! Hate it! Hate it! Hate it! Stupid boss fight. Ah!
You challenged me to recover
Oh my god, shut up!
the slaves of the false emperor who dared claim it as their own lie dead at my hand. I return your dark relic to you. You are no threat
Motherfucker. Okay. Also tend to like mysterious out of nowhere with no understandable motivation, so yeah, play Tyranids. There's also the fact that is Chaos the villain of 40k? They're a villain. That is the best thing that you can say about them, is that they are a villain. Not the villain, a villain. It's so inconsistent! I'm at a massive anti-chaos boner now.
This fragment of your power, and I have done so. The slaves of the false emperor, who dared claim it as their own, lie dead at my hand.
But Chaos is not inherently evil. Yes, Chaos Space Marines do horrific shit.
Turn your dark relic.
But Chaos in and of itself is not just an evil, malicious force. You don't call a bear evil because it eats things. Now, Chaos may be a force of nature that tends to focus on the evil shit of itself, the more negative aspects of itself, but it is just as valid. It has a valid existence.
Stop my ascension. Grant me your favor. Corrupt my flesh. Make me demon-kind. Show this fool the true nature of power.
And those who fall to Chaos usually have very either selfish or very good reason to. Fun fact, a lot of Chaos warbands popped up because a lot of them were just sick of it. There's a whole warband called the Company of Misery where they just kept getting the shit deployments, where they were constantly treated like fucking garbage. What the fuck? What the fuck? And they just had enough. They rebelled because they were treated like shit.
Already our legions are pouring through. The slave of the false emperor was trying to save this planet from one invasion. Instead, he ushered in another.
And I know that, like, this fight against Nemeroth is, like, not helping Chaos's case because he is the antagonist of this game. Ah, ring around the rosy, poca poca posy, get sprayed! I haven't played since like 8th, unfortunately, where I get to live a lot.
Pathetic imperial forces
We should model ourselves after them players, so I just dipped into the lore.
this
And then,
soon my entire invasion fleet will cross into this reality.
whoop! No, no, Fire's bad! Ah!
Feel the Emperor's wrath.
Ah! Leave me alone! Get on my brain!
To war!
I'm not gonna win this fight with him. What the fuck?
Spend it well.
Ah!
You challenged me to
Why all the way back here? Jesus Christ almighty.
the slaves of the false emperor, who dared claim it as their own, lie dead at my hand.
Something extremely funny about the really slow Chaos Marines slowly chasing you, then suddenly speeding up. It's fucked! This fight is fucked!
I return your dark relic.
And...
You are no
sorry, where were we?
to me now, Ultramarine.
How do we deal with Nazis in our community? Well, one, we stopped letting them into our spaces. Fuck them. They don't deserve it. You don't believe people should live. You don't deserve to be in the fun. You don't deserve to be in the community. Fuck you. Kind of a thing. This isn't a matter of opinion. This is a matter of you want to murder people and have the right to do so because they aren't you.
Nothing can stop my ascension. Grant me your favor. Corrupt my flesh. Make me demon-kind. Show this fool the true nature of power.
Sorry, I really have to focus on this. Oh my god. How's the little bitch still running around out there? Did Boss back the Holy Terror Tradition pocket sand? How dare.
Have you looked to the skies lately, Captain Titus? You opened a gateway to the Chaos Realm, Captain. Already, our legions are pouring.
Well, I've already solved like 90% of my problem.
Was trying to save this planet from one invasion. Instead,
Okay, I think we got this. I'm thinking we got this.
Soon, my entire invasion fleet will cross into this reality.
Okay, that's one. Now we just don't get these demons the light of day. Okay,
Your task is
we did it.
hopeless, Titus.
Woo!
I have the will, but you have no one, and you will die here alone.
Oh god, I always hated this. Oh, you don't look intimidating at all.
Matters little. I am unassailable. The gods of chaos protect me with the very energies of creation.
You forget, Nemeroth. I am no
Your butt's
stranger
clipping through your
to the
armor.
touch of the warp.
Oh boy, the super climactic fight. Oh boy.
If it takes 1,000 years, I will rise again and take my vengeance upon your flesh. Oh, will I find your arms open in welcome? A true son of chaos.
Oh god. We gotta keep doing this shit. Ah! Jesus, I hate this. My fingers hurt. Ah! Ah! Boom, dead. Ah.
Joining us soon, brother.
That face. That face. So what have we learned today, kids? Chaos is bullshit.
Look there, Ultramarine. You have saved this world.
I wasn't ready for having a conversation about 40k tonight. I was hoping to have a few more people on to talk about that. Honestly.
I see the Ultramarines are human. After all.
Ah, Titus. Titus. Always knew the Blood Ravens were pickup artists. You need to stop! Also, in lore, Black Templars should not be working with the Inquisition. They fucking hate them.
The damned Inquisition is here.
His injuries appear chaos inflicted. You are certain of this charge?
Are you
Titus has been corrupted by Chaos, Inquisitor Thrax.
I am no heretic.
You lie! Only an agent of Chaos could withstand such warp exposure.
I sent the demon to oblivion.
But did you have...
Unholy assistance.
We
Must
must...
know.
You will
Submit to my authority, Captain.
or the Inquisition must conclude that you have corrupted every Ultramarine under your command, not to mention those who stand at your side.
Ignore his threats. Come on.
The Inquisition will destroy you, and the Ultramarines will be forever dishonored. Leave my brothers and the lieutenant.
That's what an authoritarian society looks like, people. One accusation, and you're fucked.
Touch of chaos, but I swear I will discover the truth.
We will discover
Many truths. Space Marine.
Codex Astartes.
Shut up, Leandros. Fuck you.
You cannot touch the warp and emerge unscathed.
The Codex Astartes is a set of rules. They guide us, shape us as Ultramarines, teach us to hold duty and honor sacred above all. But how we live with those rules is the true test of a Space Marine. And you have failed.
Oh boy. God, you could see this game breaking. Can I punch Leandros? And is my question. I want to punch him. And who knows? Maybe in Space Marine 2, we will get to punch him. No one can stand before you. No, the solution on, like, the problem on the planet hasn't been fixed. There's still orcs down there. It's just that they're leaderless. So they're going to be there for a while. So... what have we learned? Not to give up on people unless you absolutely have to. I guess. Brutal, but eh. So, I appreciate you all coming. I very much do. You're all wonderful, beautiful people. How is the voting channel for this coming along? Oh, it seems like we're going to be doing Jaxbox on Friday. So if you're available on Friday... oh, wait, no. Thursday. Thursday we're going to have to do that. Because Friday, I have a party to go to. So Thursday, we're going to be doing Jaxbox. And if you want to support the stream, please do. Please donate. I appreciate you. Join the Patreon if you haven't. Or join the Discord. Please do. Appreciate you. But in the meantime, I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired. I will talk to you all tomorrow.